everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lady Morales. I'm your girl for all things law of attraction and spiritual awakening. It is such a pleasure to have you guys back. I feel like this is probably one of the most simplest, that's a word, right? I think this is one of the most simplest ways that's of using the law of attraction, like a step-by-step guide that's out there, because I know the law of attraction can get very complex, especially for those like me who are super passionate about it. But no worries, I got you, fam. We're gonna give you the most simplest way on how you can get whatever it is that you want, and in the simplest way possible, and in the easiest way possible, and in the funnest way possible, which is the most important part. I know there may be a lot of confusion because if you see my content from my channel, a lot of it I talk about, be present with the resistance. Don't let it, don't try to change it. But I also talk about, there's a time and a place for feeling good and to be positive, etc. So you're probably like, okay, you're telling us to be with the resistance or be present with the resistance, but you're also telling us to think positive. So what exactly do you do? What is it? How does it work? What do I do? So that's why I wanted to create this video, and I'm super excited because I love studying the law of attraction. A lot of people think that I hate The Secret and I hate Abrahamics. I don't. I love them, and I think their techniques actually work. They're amazing. I just know the time and the place of when to use their techniques to get the most and maximum results. And I do believe that if you incorporate at least some of these steps, you will begin to see amazing, awesome manifestation results in your life, and you will begin to see your results expedite a little bit. So let's not waste any more time. How do I use the law of attraction to manifest my desired reality? First and foremost, this is a no-brainer. This is like a duh, but you have to set the intention. You have to figure out what it is that you want, and you have to be specific on what you want. You can't just be like, oh, I want a new job. Oh, I want a guy or a boyfriend. Oh, you can't be general. Be specific. Be specific. The universe answers to specificity. The universe answers to details. So really, be specific on what it is that you want. So I want to get a job, or I want to get a new job. Okay, what about that job do you want? I want to manifest a job where I'm making X amount and I'm doing X, Y, Z. Or I want to manifest a job that's more in alignment with who I really am, or a job that I truly enjoy to do while making X, Y, Z. Get super specific. Or maybe I want to manifest getting the job at X, Y, Z company or doing X, Y, Z. Get super specific, guys. Super specific, and just write that intention out. Y'all know how much I love journaling. Get a pen and a piece of paper, write that intention out, and get clear on what you want. The second step is your to-do, or your action steps. Write down what you need to do or what you can do to get X, Y, Z. So let's say you want to get that job. Well, you gotta ask around and see who has connections to that company. You gotta clear up your resume, or clean up your resume. Research the company, and get specific and write down why it is that you want that job to the universe. This can also be another action or to do. So get specific. Write down everything that you have to do. The action steps that are in alignment with you getting that job and having that job. So I will definitely advise you guys, get really brainstorm. There is a to-do list and an action list for everything. Get super specific and start taking action today if you possibly can. What is the saying? Don't save for tomorrow what you can do today. Start taking action immediately. If you want to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever, well, what are things that you can do today? You could start, dressing a little bit cuter to make you feel confident. You can start doing your makeup. You can start asking your friends around if anybody knows anybody who's looking for a relationship, or I'm not a big fan of online dating, but you can even make an online profile if that's a thing for you. Whatever it is, Do what you have to do. You have the answers. If not, ask around for guidance. Ask a mentor or somebody that you feel their advice would benefit you, and take the inspired action. Write down your to-do list and the action steps and take the action. That's where you're going to begin to reprogram your subconscious mind, not only, but you're also going to tell the universe, hey, I'm serious about this. I'm going to do this, that, the other. You got me, fam? The third step is when, you guys have heard me say this time and time again, when you are embarking on change, I'm even laughing because I've said this like a billion times, like this should be my ringtone or something. When you are embarking on change, you're going to be met up with resistance. I'm like dead. This is so funny. You guys are like so sick of me saying that. But when you are embarking on change, you're going to be met up with that resistance. It's absolutely normal. It's absolutely fine. It's part of the process. I hate to tell you this, but it is part of the process. With that resistance, all you have to do is allow it and just be present with it and work, as you guys have, heard me say from the book, You Are Not Your Brain, work around it. It's not about trying to change that resistance and trying to find a way to feel good in that moment and find some relief. No, it's more about working around that resistance, not trying to change it. Take that inspired action, do that inspired action, and work around that resistance as you're taking your inspired action, or as you're doing whatever it is that's in alignment with what it is that you want to manifest or what it is that you want to have. That's all you have to do. Don't change the resistance. Allow it to be there unconditionally. It's normal. It's just old energy or old suppressed energy that's filtering out, and it's going, and by you allowing it to rise, it is being released into the universe. And you're letting the universe know that this no longer serves you, thus making way for that new stuff. If you guys don't know how to watch or observe your thoughts or allow the resistance to be there, this is where meditation comes into play. I guess you could say this is step 4 is meditation. You know what? I'm going to include this with step 3 is allow the resistance to be there. So this is where I tell you to do a mindfulness meditation. Just observe that resistance. Just allow it to be there. And as you allow it to be there, it will go away. If you guys are like, I don't know how to observe it, I don't know how to like watch it and allow it to be there, all you got to do is breathe into it. Just be present with it. You're being present with it if you just breathe into it. So how you be present with it and allow it to be there. Again, don't try to change it. Don't try to look for an affirmation that's going to make you feel instantly good. Just, yeah, with each breath, you're sinking low. It's like you're sinking into that resistance. But the key here is, look, I'm already a lot calmer. The key here is to be neutral with it. Don't try to change it. Your brain's going to be like, you're doing this wrong. You're not supposed to be feeling like this. You're not supposed to be doing this. You're not observing this correctly. Just breathe into it. If you do that while you're doing an activity or whatever, you will see that it will begin to go away. It's totally normal. It's totally fine. Just allow it to be there. It'll go away. I also forgot to mention, what you can do as well to be aware of that resistance is what I do is I take out a piece of paper and a pen and I journal the old self, like things that the old self believes and does, like habits and actions. And then on another, or I should say, I draw a chart and just draw a line right down the middle of the page. And I write on the top of each column or row, I guess, column, I write on the top old self, and then on the other column I write new self. So then on the old self, what I do is I write down the things that the old self believes, that the old self does, that the old self does as far as habits, not bad habits that I want to get rid of. And then on the other column I write down new beliefs, like from the new self, from the ideal self, and what the ideal self believes and what the ideal self does and what the ideal self takes action on. I mean, you guys get what I'm saying. What the key thing here is to recognize the old self and to recognize the new self. So when the resistance comes up, if it is in relation to the old self, and you have it written down, you're just like, oh, this is a fear that the old self believes, or this is a habit that the old self does, and you're aware of it, and thus you take action according to the new self, and you remember what the new self does, and you remember what you wrote down as far as the habit or the thoughts or the beliefs that the new self has, and you act accordingly. Of course, sometimes the resistance will still be there. It's totally fine. The key thing here is to be aware of it, be aware of it, be aware of it, be aware of it, be aware of it. It's in the awareness where transformation happens, guys. I promise you. And then just remember to redirect your focus, let it go, redirect your focus into the new self, and act accordingly as best as you can. And over time, you will begin to see positive changes in your life that are just like, oh my gosh, reprogramming your mind by new experiences. The old programming of your mind is so used to doing one thing, or to thinking this way, or to doing a habit of this way, or whatever. So of course, when you go out of that comfort zone, the new self the resistance will be there, because it's like, oh my God, we're not used to doing this, like, what is this? It's totally fine, it's totally normal. If you try to change it, again, if you try to change it, it's like you're asking for it to stay longer, and you're asking for it to build more momentum. Don't try to change it, okay? Next step, I don't know what number we're on. I think we're on 4 or 3, 4 or 5. I don't know. But the next step is to incorporate a law of attraction technique. I personally love to do affirmations and, I like to do a combination of visualization / affirmations. So when I'm saying affirmations, I'm visualizing that affirmation. And I also like to do scripting. I love doing scripting and journaling. I script in the third person, so it's as if somebody is interviewing me, or it's like an autobiography of me written in from a third person. That's my go-to law of attraction techniques that always work without fail. I love them, absolutely love them. So find what law of attraction technique you're gonna use. It could be a vision board, visualization, affirmations, 555, 333, scripting. God, there's so much. The 2-cup method, parallel realities, reality transurfing. Y'all, there's like countless of law of attraction techniques. Do what resonates with you. I personally like to keep it simple. For me, it's affirmation / visualization. I say my affirmations as I'm visualizing that affirmation, as I'm saying that affirmation, and I like to script. So every morning I write down my goals as if they've already happened in the third person, as if somebody's interviewing me, and I read them at night. So definitely try that out, and you will see that there is a time and a place for positive thinking and law of attraction techniques. Do not use these techniques. You guys are like, oh my God, lady, we get it, but you guys know how worked up I get about this. Do not use these techniques when you are going or you're noticing that resistance is coming up, like doubt, fear, anxiety. Do not use these techniques to try to make that go away, because maybe they will go away or not. Maybe they'll get worse, because what you resist persists. The more that you resist the negative emotion, the more that it stays. So don't try to find temporary relief from that resistance by trying to incorporate a law of attraction technique. Again, going back to step number 3 or whatever step it was, just be present, allow yourself to be present with it, and allow it to filter out. This last step is more of staying in the flow. So as you're thinking about what it is, or as you're trying to manifest what it is that you want, stay in the flow as much as possible. Do what you love, do what you're passionate about, do what your hobbies are, do what makes you feel alive, what makes you lose track of time. The key thing here is if this activity makes you lose track, it makes you lose track of time and you forget to check your phone, you know that you're doing something right. And the more that you keep up with that energy, the more that the universe is going to deliver upon that energy, and the quicker that your manifestation is going to come into reality by staying in the flow. Stay in the flow as much as possible. Do things that you love to do. This isn't just for trying to manifest something, but this is just for everyday practice of self-care and self-love. Do things that make you feel good. Do things that are just in alignment with the person that you truly are. Aside from all the resistance, aside from trying to, from having to do things that you know are going to benefit you, but you aren't too amped up about it. Just stay in the flow as much as possible. Stay in the flow. And this is a little bit separate from taking overall general action. Taking overall general action is more about of course doing things that some action steps of course will include things that are in alignment with what you want to do, but other things are things that you kind of have to get done to manifest XYZ. Like I give you the example of checking numbers for your business and hiring an accountant, or if you don't have a resource to get an accountant, you have to do it yourself, whatever. I mean, I don't know I'm not an accountant, so I don't know how that process works. But what I'm saying is, aside from taking general action, being in the flow is just really doing things that you love to do, spending time with your family, meditating, writing, singing, dancing, working out, whatever keeps you in the flow and makes you lose track of time. Do it, do it, do it, do it, and you will see that you will forget about your manifestation, and before you know it, it's freaking here, and you're like, holy effing bananas. So I have a journal where I just write down positive events, whether it be past or present, that prove to me that God is with me, not against me. And I write them down along with other things that I'm super appreciative of, things that happen to me during my day. And that's pretty much one of the last things I do before I go to bed, before I go to sleep. So I'm in that energy, I'm in that vibration. So then while I'm sleeping, my subconscious mind is reprogramming, because I've gone to sleep with that energy already in motion and activated in my body. So thus, during the night, my body does, or my mind does what it needs to do. My subconscious mind does what it needs to do. I can't stress this enough. Don't overlook keeping a positive event/gratitude or journal. Just do it. I'm telling you guys, at first you might find, especially if you're not practicing it, like me back in the day, at first you might find some resistance, and you might be just I just want what I want, Jesus, I just want what I want. And it's totally fine. It's totally normal. Just do it as much as you can. The key thing here, and the reason why I tell you guys to do, or the reason why I advise you, I highly encourage you guys to do this, is for you to see on pen to paper why the universe is with you, not against you. So of course, if you keep focusing on lack, you're going to get more of lack. If you keep focusing on the abundance and what you do have, you're going to get more of that. No matter how sucky your life may seem right now, there's a positive intent for absolutely everything, whether you realize it or not. But keeping a positive event/gratitude journal, whatever it is that you want to do, will help. I'm telling you guys, it will amp up the energy, because you're already acknowledging in that appreciative vibration, in that appreciative stage, and you're gonna be a match to that frequency, thus bringing more of that desired reality and those signs and those messages that you have been wanting and that you've been waiting on. I can't stress this enough. I overlooked this step for so long, but I got an aha moment when I realized, of course, whatever I focus on expands. So if I keep focusing on not having something, I'm going to get more of that. But if I focus on the things that are working in my favor, the ways that God is with me and not against me, and the synchronicities and all the positive events that happen in my life to prove that, I'm going to get more of that. It's just law. It is what it is. And it reinforces that abundance mentality, not the lack mentality. Okay? Well, I was actually just editing the video that you guys are watching, and there was something that I forgot to include that I recently just started doing that I think will definitely expedite the results. Setting yourself a time, setting yourself a specific, what's it called? A specific deadline of when you want to manifest XYZ. And I always recommend doing 30, 60, or 90 days, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, or 16 weeks, whatever works for you. Do you think that you will begin to see some awesome results if you set yourself a deadline for achieving what you want? And you do get laser focused tunnel vision when it is that, when it comes to doing your to-do list and your action steps, and of course staying in the flow. So I would definitely recommend setting yourself a deadline. If not, that works fine too, but it's just one step that I forgot to include that I've actually been applying to my life, that I've seen some awesome, crazy results. Try it out and see what happens. That is my step-by-step on how I use the law of attraction to manifest what I want, or how my step-by-step to manifesting to get with the desired result or circumstance, whatever it is that I'm trying to manifest. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to get more details and specifics, which I'm going to make more videos about the law of attraction anyway, because it's like my favorite topic in the world, but if you guys want to get more videos about specific techniques, tricks, journal exercises, because I'm a big journaler and writer, but specifics on law of attraction exercises, techniques, and things that you can do, definitely leave a comment below on what you want to see from me and what exercises and stuff you think will definitely benefit from, or you will definitely benefit from. And other than that, I appreciate every single last one of you guys, and I will see you guys on the next video. Adios.